Well, there go just about all my novels. FTA by George R.R. Martin. Hyperspace exists. Of that there can be no doubt. We have proved it mathematically. While we cannot know the laws of hyperspace as yet, we can be certain that they are not the laws of normal space. In hyperspace, there is no reason to suppose that the limiting velocity of light will apply. So all that remains is to find a means of moving from normal space to hyperspace and back again. Give me the funds to find a hyperdrive, and I will give you the stars. Dr. Frederick D. Canfarelli, founder of the FTL Foundation, addressing the Committee on Technological Assessment, World Senate, Geneva, May 21, 2016. Everyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant. Motto of the FTL Foundation. Kinery entered in a rush, a thick file bulging under his arm. He was an aggressive young man, with short blonde hair and a spike beard in a no-nonsense manner. He showed no deference. Jerome Schechter, the deputy director of the FTL Foundation, watched through tired eyes while Kinery sat down without invitation and slammed his file onto Schechter's cluttered desk. "Morning, Schechter," Kinery said curtly. "I'm glad I finally broke through your palace guard. You're a very difficult man to get to see, you know that?" Schechter nodded. "And you're very persistent," he said. The deputy director was a large man, layered in fat, with heavy eyebrows and a shock of thick gray hair. "One has to be persistent in dealing with you people. Schechter, I'm not going to waste words. I've been getting a runaround from FTL and I want to know why." "A runaround?" Schechter smiled. "I don't know what you mean." "Let's not play games. You and I both know that I'm one of the best damn physicists to come along in many years. You've seen my papers on hyperspace, if you keep up with your specialty at all. You should know that my approach is valid. I've given the field its biggest kick in the pants since Lopez, and he was 30 years ago. I'm on the track of a hyperdrive engine, Schechter. Everybody who knows anything knows that. But I need funding. My university can't meet the costs of the equipment I need, so I came to the FTL Foundation. Damn it, Schechter, you people should have been overjoyed to get my application. Instead, I get a year's worth of stalling, then a turndown. And I can't even get an explanation out of anyone. You're always in conference, your assistants hand me double talk, and Lopez seems to be on a permanent vacation." Kinery folded his arms and sat back in his seat stiffly. Schechter played with a paperweight and sighed. "You're angry, Mr. Kinery," he said. "It never pays to get angry." Kinery leaned forward again. "I have a right to be angry. The FTL Foundation was set up for the express purpose of finding a hyperspace drive. I am about to do just that. Yet you won't even give me a hearing, let alone money." Schechter sighed again. "You're working under several misapprehensions. To begin with, the FTL Foundation was created to research a method of faster-than-light travel. A star drive, let us say. Hyperspace is only one avenue toward that end. Right now, we're pursuing other avenues that look more promising. "I know all about those other avenues," Kinery interrupted. "Dead ends, all of them. You're wasting the taxpayers' money. And my God, some of the things you're funding. Allison and his teleportation experiments. Claudia Daniels with her nonsense about an Esper engine. And Chung's time stasis hypothesis. How much are you giving him? If you ask me, the FTL Foundation's been mismanaged ever since Canfarelli died. The only one who was going in the right direction at all was Lopez, and you loons took him out of the field and made him an administrator." Schechter looked up and studied his guest. Kinery's face was a trifle flushed, and his lips were pressed tightly together. "I understand you've been to see Senator Markham. the deputy director said. Do you intend to bring these charges to his attention? Yes, Kinery said sharply, unless I get some answers. And I guarantee you that if those answers don't satisfy me, I'm going to see to it that the Senate Technology Committee takes a good long look at the FTL Foundation. Schechter nodded. Very well, he said. I'll give you your answers. Kinery, do you have any idea how crowded Earth is right now? Kinery snorted. Of course No, Schechter said. Don't brush it off. Think about it. It's important. We don't have any room left, Kinery. Not here, not anywhere on Earth. And the colonies on Mars and Luna and Callisto are jokes. We both know that. Man's in a dead end. We need the stars for racial survival. The FTL Foundation is the hope of mankind. And thanks to Confarelli, the public sees the Foundation only in terms of hyperspace. Kinery was not appeased. Schechter, I've gotten enough bull from your staff during the past year. I don't need any from you. Schechter just smiled. Then he rose and walked to the window to look out on the sky-crowding towers of the megalopolis around them. Kinery, he said without turning, did you ever wonder why Lopez has not funded a hyperspace research project since he became director? After all, it was his field. Kinery began. Schechter cut him off. Never mind, he said. It isn't important. We fund the crackpot theories that we fund because they're better than nothing. Hyperspace is the dead end, Kinery. We keep the myth alive for the public, but we know better. Kinery grimaced. Oh, come now, Schechter. Take a look at my papers. You give me the funding and I'll give you a hyperspace engine within 2 years. Schechter turned to face him. I'm sure you would, he said, in a voice infinitely weary. You know, Confarelli once said there was no reason why the limiting velocity of light should apply in hyperspace. He was right. It doesn't. I'm sorry, Kinery. Really I am. But Lopez gave us a hyperdrive 30 years ago. That's when we discovered that the limiting velocity in hyperspace is not the speed of light. It's slower, Kinery. It's slower.